Hey, what's up guys? It's Stargirl the Practical Witch, and today we are going to figure out what do their friends and family think about you and what do they say about you to their friends and family. Now, as a disclaimer, this may resonate more if it's about the person you are dating or someone you are seeing. However, if you want to do this pick a card for anyone else, you can do that as well. I also want to let you guys know I'm going to be very brutally honest on this because, as we all know, people's thoughts aren't always unicorns, sunshines, and rainbows. So this is going to be a little harsh at times, but it's going to be very honest and you're going to know exactly what they think about you, okay? So I want to put that disclaimer out there before we get started. Don't watch this if you just want sugar-coated rainbows and happiness. I'm sorry, okay? That's not the nature of this pick a card. So before we get started, I need you to pick one of the 6 groups. This is group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you've picked a group, you can fast forward to the timestamp I provide down below to see what your results are. If you need to pause the video to meditate on the cards, feel free to do so. I also ask that you pick with your intuition and gut and not your eyes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Group number 1, let's see what their friends and family think about you. Okay guys, so we have the Devil, the 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't look great when it comes to tarot, but like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm seeing because keep in mind, this is people's thoughts about you, and as we all know, not everyone's always thinking good thoughts about other people. So if you don't wanna hear this, then I suggest you click out right now. But I will tell you, for those of you who have stayed, that if you picked group number 1, one of their family members or one of their friends think that you're dysfunctional. They think that your relationship is dysfunctional. Now, what I'm picking up on is this is probably that one friend that your significant other tells everything to. So just because you picked group number 1 doesn't mean that all of their friends and family think you're dysfunctional, okay? This could just represent one family member or one friend. So if you felt compelled to pick more than one card, that will really show you that this is just one person this group is representing. So one of their friends or family think that the relationship between you two is very dysfunctional. I can see it with the Devil, I see it with the Knight of Swords. They think it's not healthy because we also have Vampire and Female Fatale. So one of their friends and family members don't think highly of you. They might think you're a player. They might think you're possessive. They might think you're clingy. They might think you're explosive. They might think, for some of you, abusive. This isn't the greatest deck to get, but you know, that's honestly what I'm singing. We have a lot of black cards that say things like Vampire, Female Fatale, the Devil. So you know, the person they likely tell everything to is the person that likely thinks this. So you know how everyone has that one person who's their confidant, they tell everything to. So if you're in a relationship with this person, the person who likely thinks this is the one person they tell whenever you have a fight. They tell whenever something goes wrong in the relationship. So it's not necessarily how your relationship really is. It's just their thoughts on the relationship and you, because they hear the good, the bad, and the ugly. So they hear when you guys get in a fight. They hear when you say something you shouldn't have. They hear everything about you from your significant other, and that might be why they think the relationship is dysfunctional, because they may not know you completely. They may not know the situation completely. However, they are hearing all the times you get in a fight or all the bad moments of it. So obviously they're going to think that you're dysfunctional or the relationship is dysfunctional, because we also have storyteller. So whenever you guys get in a fight, your significant other might run and tell this person, and you know how whoever tells the story, it's subjective to whoever tells the story, because you know it's coming from your significant other's perspective. It might sound worse than it is. They might make you sound worse than you are when you guys get in a fight and they talk about the fight to somebody else. So I'm guessing that this person who thinks this about you is probably the person closest to them who they tell all of your fights to. This could also be the person, so let's say your significant other has a friend who they're embarrassed to be in love with around. So let's say they have a friend that's a player, or they have a friend that laughs at people who are in love. This might be the person who thinks this way about you might be the family member or friend that your significant other likes to talk bad about you to because they're embarrassed to be in love with you, if that makes sense. Or, you know, you might call them while they're hanging out with this person and they might be like, oh, they're calling me again. Oh, they're so possessive and clingy. And that's why this friend or family member thinks this way about you. But if you picked group number one family member or friend definitely thinks that the relationship is dysfunctional, you're dysfunctional. This is a general reading, so I'm going to get multiple messages, but one of the things I'm definitely getting is clingy, emotional, explosive, no good, maybe a cheater, maybe someone who's promiscuous, maybe somebody who is just a bad person. They might also see you as someone, we have storytellers, so they might think you're gossipy, or they might think that you make up lies or something like that of that nature. But if you picked group number one, it's definitely not a good sign. I'm not going to lie to you. And you know that I want you to keep in mind, don't take this too serious, because these people, this is their thoughts about you, and you have to keep in mind that they probably don't know you. They probably don't know the full story. They don't know your side of the story. All they're hearing is, you know, your significant other side of the story. So don't take it too hard if you got group number one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. All right, group number two, let's see what their friends and family think of you. Okay guys, so there's good and bad to this group, okay? It's not all good, it's not all bad, but like I was saying in the beginning of the video, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna be completely honest about what their friends and family think about you, and just keep in mind, not everyone's thoughts are always positive. We know this because we all have brains, but let's start with the positive. So we have companion and advocate. So I'm gonna tell you right now, their friends and family think you're a really good companion or really good possible companion. They see you as someone who is very supportive of your significant other and their loved one. They see you as someone who is very loving and someone who would make a great partner, and they see you as someone who's very good to their loved one, and they really respect that about you, okay? With engineer, they also see you as a very, very intelligent, because it's also paired next to the King of Swords. So they find you to be someone who is extremely sharp-witted. It might be because, you know, your significant other talks about all of your accomplishments or how smart you are, or maybe because when they met you, they just got the vibe off of you that you were very, very intelligent. So pretty much, if you want to know what your significant other is saying about you behind your back, if you've never met their friends or family, they're saying really, really good things about you. They're saying that you're a great partner. They're saying that you're supported. They're saying that you're intelligent and smart. The only thing that I'm seeing that they could say behind your back is that you're a little cold sometimes. You're not as loving as they would like you to be, or sometimes you come off as a little aloof, and that really worries them sometimes. Now, if their friends and family have met you, they get really good vibes off of you, honestly. They think you're someone who's very put together. They think you're someone who's the right match for their loved one. They see you as someone who's good enough for their loved one. That's a good thing. They see you as someone who's very supportive. They really put you on a pedestal, I'm seeing, with the Chariot and Judgment and the King of Swords. The only thing is, if you're someone who's met your significant other's family or friends, they kind of see you as cold, aloof, and detached. And you know, this can be easily solved if you just, when you hang out with them, you make more of an effort to joke around or loosen up a little bit. This sort of seems to me like maybe around their friends and family, you come off as a little cold, rigid, or aloof. And it just could be because of nerves and they're taking it the wrong way. They also see you as someone who might be a little omnipresent. So this is a general reading, so I'm going to get multiple messages. They see you as someone who's always by the side or near their loved one, your significant other. So I am seeing that as well. They may also see you as someone who is very business-minded and someone who succeeds in life. So they don't see you as a loser or a bum or anything like that. They see you as someone who's going places and who will go places. Let's see. And you know what? Their friends and family might be a little intimidated by you. That's another thing I'm seeing as well, and that might be shocking to some of you. But sometimes when we're nervous, we put on that intimidating face. Some of them are very intimidated by you. I'm definitely seeing that as well. Let's see, what else am I seeing? That's all I'm seeing for you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. All right, group number 3, let's see what their friends and family think of you. So guys, if you picked group number 3, this is actually a really good group to get. I know I put a little scary disclaimer at the beginning where I said I was gonna be brutally honest, but honestly with group number 3, this is a really good sign. So if you guys picked group number 3, one thing I'm seeing is that their friends and family have a really good vibe about you. You give them really good vibes. And I'm seeing this with the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. So what this is telling me is that they're like, this person has a really good heart. You can tell they have a good heart. I just get really good vibes about this person. So if you've met their friends and family, don't have anxiety, don't worry, because their friends and family really like you. You give them a really good vibe. You give them a really good air. They think that you have a really good heart and they think you have a really good soul. You know how sometimes you just meet someone and you get a vibe about them, and it could be the initial vibe where you don't really like that person, but then some people, they don't say much and you meet them and you get a good vibe. That's how they feel about you. They get really good vibes about you. So that's something I really want you to know. However, with the Hermit and the Five of Cups, this almost makes me believe that maybe you're a little shy, or maybe they don't know you very well. Maybe you haven't opened up to them very much. So like I said, I'm feeling like they have good initial vibes, but they want to get to know you more because there's detective. So they have good vibes about you, but they don't really know you and they really want to know you. So one card I'm getting is Mother. So this could specifically mean that their mother really wants to get to know you a little bit better, okay? So this could be very literal, or the mother figure in their life. So their mother figure in their life, like I said, really likes you, but they just want to get to know you better. So if you're seeing someone who's close with their mother, or, you know, their mother's always asking about you, I want you to know that their mother really does like you and not to be worried. However, this could also mean their friends and family see you as very motherly and nurturing. So like I said, they have really good vibes about you, even though maybe you're a little shy and you haven't opened up to them very much. And they kind of see you as someone who would take really good care of their loved one, aka your significant other. You just have a very motherly vibe. You might actually have children with this person. You might already have children, or you could just give off this sweet, gentle spirit, and that's why they get really good vibes about you. Now with the Five of Cups, this makes me believe that your significant other could be saying behind your back that you overreact or you get too emotional to their closest friends or their family. They might have a tendency to say that you're definitely like, you overreact to situations, and I don't want you to get freaked out when you hear this, because you have to remember your significant other is going to talk to their friends and family about things that are going on in your relationship. So I also want you to know this could be what their friends and family will think of you in the future when you meet them, or what they will think in the future when your significant other talks to them about you. So I am seeing that your significant other likes to say that you're overly emotional or you overreact to things, okay? And I am seeing that. However, for the most part, I'm seeing that your significant other really talks you up. They say that you take great care of them. They say that you have a beautiful soul, that you care for them, that you really care about them. And you know what? Another message I'm getting from Spirit is, from those of you who met their friends and family, they think you have a really beautiful smile. They think your smile just lights up the room. And just look at these cards, guys. This is really great. So if you're worried about what their friends and family think of you, don't be worried. Don't at all, okay? This is actually a really, really good pile. My suggestion to you is open up a little more, because they really want to get to know you. In fact, some of their mother might be stalking you on social media, or some of their friends or whatever, because they really want to get to know you better. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. Alright, group number 4. Let's see what their friends and family think about you. So guys, this is actually a really good deck, and I'll tell you why. For those of you who picked group number 4, your significant others, friends, and family really think that you're a keeper. They think that you're the one. They think that you're the one that their loved one should marry, because we have the Hierophant, and this represents long-term relationships. This represents marriage. This represents serious relationships. So your friends and family really believe that this is something that should be serious and could be serious, because we also have the Four of Pentacles, which talks about holding on to. So their friends and family are probably telling your significant other that, man, that girl's a keeper, or that guy's a keeper. You really need to hang on to them. This is the one you should marry. This is wife or husband material. So if you're wondering what your significant others, friends and family are thinking about you, they're thinking that you're a keeper. You need to marry this one. You need to pin this one down. You want to make sure this one never goes. And we also have the Nine of Cups and Fool, which is actually a good card because it talks about humor. So their friends and family actually find you to be very funny as well and have a good sense of humor. So I don't know if you guys have already met their friends or family, but for those of you who have, they find you to be very funny and personable. They like your personality. They really like being around you. You give them really good vibes. You make them laugh. They really like having you around, honestly. And for those of you who haven't met their friends and family, Your significant other is telling funny stories about you behind your back. Like the other day, she did something so funny and they find you to be hilarious and really good for their loved one. And I want you to know that. This is one of the good decks. This is one of those decks I don't really have to sugarcoat. And you know what? Another thing I'm seeing is damsel. So I wouldn't be shocked if one of their friends or family also finds you to be very attractive. Like one of their friends might have a crush on you, or one of their family members might find you to be attractive. Because when I look at damsel, I think of beauty. So they might find you to be physically attractive. They pretty much think you're the whole package, okay? This is a really good one. And we also have child nature, friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. So they might think that you're someone who's also an animal person. You might always have animal hair when you go over their house. They might notice that. You might have a lot of pets. They might see you as someone who's very nurturing, you know, someone who's very good with animals. And because you're good with animals, they find you to be a good person. Your significant other's family might have animals that you're really good with and they really like that about you. Or you might have animals and they might find that to be a really cute quirk about you. All in all, this is a very, very good deck to get, because there's really nothing bad I'm seeing about this. This is all really good. And let's see, what else am I seeing? That's all I'm seeing for you guys. So there's really not much to say about that. That's all good. And if you're worried about it, you shouldn't be. All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, group number 5. Let's see what their friends and family think about you. So guys, this has a little bit of good, this has a little bit of bad. Like in the beginning of my video, I said I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm not going to tell you anything you want to hear. I'm going to tell you exactly what's in the cards, okay? So don't get mad at me. I'm just going to put that disclaimer right there again. So with the Empress, I want to let you know that their friends and family find you to be very attractive. In fact, what I'm getting from this group is that their friends and family might think that you are out of their loved one's league. So they might find you to be more attractive than your significant other. They might find you to be way out of their loved one's league. You might, you know, have more education. I don't know why that matters, but that matters to some people. You might make more money. Once again, I don't know why that matters, but that matters to some people. You might just be physically more attractive than your significant other, and their friends and family really notice that. And in fact, their friends and family might joke with your significant other and be like, what's someone like that doing with someone like you? So just to put it this way, they really put you on a pedestal. They find you to be, you know, like a full 10, and they're just in shock of why you're with your significant other pretty much. They also see you to be a very good influence, and I see this with the card Exorcist because it says freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So you might have helped your significant other get over a bad habit, or their friends and family might have noticed that since you've entered their life. Sorry guys, that was really creepy. That's my happy birthday banner and it just kind of fell on its own. Guess the spirit guides are being riled up today. But like I was saying, you might have helped your significant other get over a bad habit, or they may have noticed that since they've been with you, their life has improved. They've been eating better, they've been exercising, they've been taking care of themselves better. So they definitely see you as a really good influence, and they see you as someone who kind of, okay, I'm gonna say the bad part now, guys, and don't get mad. They see you as kind of high maintenance because we have the Empress and we have the Seven of Pentacles. So they might see you as someone who demands a lot of attention, demands a lot of time, demands a lot out of the relationship. And this could completely not be the case, because keep in mind, this is what their friends and family think of you, and this might be based on what your significant other is saying behind your back, or this could be based out of their outside perspective. They only know a little bit of your relationship. They don't know the full relationship, and I want you to keep that in mind. But for some reason, they find you to be a little high maintenance. This is a general reading, so this message, this particular part of the message may not resonate, okay? But I needed to say that message and put it out there because I am definitely seeing that. They think you can be a little high maintenance. With the Four of Wands, I'm also seeing that your significant other's friends and family might really like your family, or they may think you're from a good family, or they might think that you've been raised right and you have really good manners. That's another message I'm picking up that's really positive. So maybe you've met your significant other's family, you were really polite, you had good manners, and now they think you come from a good family and you were raised right. Or maybe your parents and their parents are friends, and they, you know, find your family to be like the right kind of people. I don't know, but they definitely think you have really good manners, and they definitely see you as being a full package. They really think highly of you. The only thing that I'm really seeing is the high maintenance bit, because I'm also seeing with the Seven of Pentacles, they could find you to be a very hard worker. They find you someone to be who's very wise, because we have alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So they, like I said, see you as a very good influence. They might also see you as someone who wears the pants a little bit. I am getting that with the Empress and Pioneer. So I want you guys to know that as well. That can be negative or not negative, depends on how you take it. And we also have the Empress, which represents mother. So I think that, you know, for some of you, this is a general message. I'm going to get multiple messages. For some of you, their mother might want to get to know you better as well. That's all I have for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. Group number 6, let's see what their friends and family think about you. Okay guys, this is one of those negative groups, and I'm sorry to say, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to tell it to you exactly how it is. So for those of you who picked group number 6, what I'm seeing is that their friends and family really don't know you. We have the Hermit, we have the 8 of Swords, we have the 7 of Wands, where he's holding up a stick and he's hard to get close to. So what I'm seeing is their friends and family really don't know the real you, okay? They don't really know you completely. So whatever they think, don't take it to heart too much, because I am seeing that what they think is wrong and they just don't know the full you. So based on what your significant other is saying behind your back, and I want you to keep in mind that your significant other may not be doing this on purpose. They may not realize how they're making their friends and family think of you based on the words they say. So don't get mad at your significant other, okay? But based on what they're telling their friends and family, they sort of see you as their loved ones, bitch. And I'm sorry I have to censor myself on YouTube. I don't want to get demonetized, and I just sort of sound like Mr. Rogers reading tarot, and I apologize about that. But for some of you, your significant other's friends and family feel like you would do anything for their loved one, but not in like the nice way. They think of it as in you're their bitch. And this could be because your significant other likes to brag about how much you do for them to their friends and family. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, you know, he or she will always take me back, or he or she will literally do anything I say. If I tell he or she to lick the curb, she's gonna lick the curb. You know what I'm trying to say? So they definitely see you as kind of someone with no spine, because like I said, we have the card slave. It's a puppet. They see you as someone who would bend to the will of their loved one with a flick of their wrist. They see you as someone who is so desperate for the love and attention of their loved one that you would do anything. So they kind of see you as a little desperate. They also don't really know you. I want you to keep in mind, this to me is solely based on what your significant other is saying. And I think your significant other is saying it to brag or make themselves look good, or it could be because they have a outside view of you and the relationship. So don't take it to heart. Also, this could only represent one of their friends or one of their family. A whole group may not necessarily represent what all of their friends and family think of you. So if you felt compelled to pick another card as well, feel free to do so, because this could just represent how one person sees you, and the other card can represent how other people see you. So one person, one of their friends and family sees you to be, you know, your loved ones, like I said, bitch, female dog, and they sort of see you as someone who has no personality, who kind of just waits on your significant other, someone who really doesn't talk, someone who's very reserved, someone who might have a savior complex, because we also have rescuer, hero, heroine. So your significant other might be a bad boy or a bad girl. They might do things that are bad or do things that are dangerous, and they might see you as someone who's trying to be their savior. They might see you as someone who is trying to stop them from living a fast lifestyle, and they might see you as someone who, you know, is trying to be the rescuer, the hero, or the heroine. And, you know, for some of you, you'll understand how that resonates. I'm not sure how that resonates for you specifically, because there's a lot of you and only a few cards. But yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, one of their friends and family thinks you have no spine and you'll do anything for their loved one, and they find it hard to respect you, and, you know, they find you to be really defensive. They find you to be someone who, this is just not a good deck. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's not a good stack to get. And, you know, I don't know who this might be, but to me, this is like one of the, it might be one of their friends who they like to brag to all the time. So keep in mind for that friend where your significant other likes to brag to. And that's all I'm getting for this group, so I'm going to go ahead and end the pick a card. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Once again, don't want to sugarcoat anything in this pick a card. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as usual, I will see you guys later. Bye!